Hey everyone, and welcome to TopThink. Today we're going to learn about the 6 shocking benefits of waking up at 5:30 a.m. Now, let's begin. Number 1, a burst of positivity. Every night owl knows how annoying those morning people can be. Imagine you stayed up way too late last night watching a movie, and the next morning you might rush into work feeling drowsy and groggy. Your eyelids are heavy, your body feels sluggish, and you can't wait to get some coffee in your system. Then, all of a sudden, your coworker comes skipping into the office. They're perky, they're full of energy, they're ready to be productive from the moment they arrive at work, because they woke up at 5:30 a.m., so they're excited to tackle the day. So the question is, why are morning people so positive or energetic? It's not just a coincidence. It's actually a very common byproduct of waking up at 5:30 a.m. According to a 2012 study in the journal Emotion, when you become an early riser, your mentality changes. You start to see the world in a different way, and you find yourself feeling more productive and motivated than ever. But why does your worldview change so drastically? Well, according to this, there are 2 different psychological explanations. The first one is called positive affect. Positive affect is how likely you are to experience positive emotions. And early risers report higher levels of positive affect than anyone, especially night owls. Now that means early risers feel more positive emotions on a regular basis. And that makes them more optimistic and more confident in themselves. In other words, positive affect encourages early risers to experience life in a positive way. Outside of positive affect, there's one more psychological explanation. People who wake up at 5:30 a.m. think of themselves as healthier. Now, to be clear, their physical health isn't actually changing. It might change for some people, but we're only talking about your mindset. You might, for example, feel more comfortable in your own skin. It sounds simple, but that small change can snowball into an avalanche of positive emotions. Early risers might just give you a headache. They might be the happiest, most energetic people in the morning, because waking up at 5:30 a.m. can help you feel healthier, more optimistic, and more capable throughout the day. Number 2, career proactivity. A positive attitude doesn't just affect your mindset. That positivity ripples outward, and it has a shocking impact on many of the most important things in your life. The way you approach your career, for example, may change drastically, all because you started waking up at 5:30 a.m. This comes from Christopher Randler, who led a 2009 study published by the Journal of Applied Social Psychology. Randler's team surveyed over 360 people, focusing on 2 subjects. First, they figured out their habits, sleep patterns, and the times when they felt the most energetic. After that, Randler asked about their long-term goals, measuring traits like motivation, independence, and proactivity. So, what did he find? It turns out the most proactive, career-oriented people tend to wake up earlier in the morning. But proactivity isn't the only area where morning people excelled. Randler also investigated whether early risers were better problem solvers than night owls, because proactivity isn't everything. You might take the initiative, but if you can't think on your feet, well, nothing's going to get done. So, who's the better problem solver? The early bird or the night owl? Well, you might assume night owls have the edge. Many people think that night owls are more creative. But morning people are actually more capable problem solvers. Their optimism, persistence, and motivation help them tackle challenges and adopt new perspectives. Because people who wake up at 5:30 a.m. don't just take action, they put in the extra work and they do things right. Number 3, social improvement. In the same 2009 study, Christopher Randler also made new discoveries about morning people in social settings. While early risers do function well on their own, they actually shine in social settings. According to Randler's research, early risers are more conscientious and cooperative, which makes them excellent partners for any project. So where does that conscientiousness come from? Well, their positive attitude plays a big part. Morning people are less likely to complain and much less likely to procrastinate because they simply feel more optimistic about their work. Oh, but that's not the only reason why morning people are so sociable. When you wake up at 5:30 a.m., you gain new attitude towards socializing as a whole. Do you remember that perky coworker whose positivity gave you a headache? Well, let's say they walked right up to you and started a conversation. You might be dreading every second of it, but your coworker might be genuinely enjoying that interaction. They like having these conversations, and they like connecting with others. Not only because they're outgoing or extroverted, they might be, but there's another big reason why. When you wake up at 5:30 a.m., you have all kinds of extra time to spend on yourself. Each morning, you get hours to be alone, enjoy your own company, and to sit quietly with your thoughts. So by the time you get into work, you're feeling awake, alive, and ready to socialize. Number 4. Unravel negative thoughts. Your sleep patterns can actually change how your brain works. This comes from a 2015 study in the Journal of Cognitive Therapy and Research. In this study, researchers looked at people who get trapped in patterns of negative thinking, and they found something very interesting. People with repetitive negative thoughts tend to be night owls. They wake up later and go to sleep later than the average person. In other words, waking up later may be strengthening those negative thoughts. Why is that? Because whenever you're feeling down, timing and context are really important. Just imagine you're at home sitting in the dark and feeling alone. That kind of environment is going to make your negative thoughts even more persuasive, right? But if you wake up at 5:30 a.m., you change the timing and context of your thoughts. Your world is lighter, you interact with more people, and your lifestyle begins to shift. That new context also opens the door for healthier habits. Waking up early in the morning gives you the freedom to try new things, because you have the time and the energy to make lasting changes to your routine. You can improve yourself and be the person you want to be. Over time, these changes to your habits and environment will leave you feeling both inspired and empowered. So start waking up at 5:30 a.m. and experience that sense of control in your life, because that newfound strength will kick those negative thoughts to the curb. Number 5. Extended recovery. When you wake up earlier, you start working earlier. If you start working earlier, you finish working earlier, and that means more time to relax and recover in the afternoon. Many night owls don't start their workday until 11 or 12 o'clock noon, so when they finish work, it feels like they have no time for themselves because they aren't done until 8 or 9 at night. And that leaves only a few hours to work on hobbies, to socialize, or to simply relax. That lack of recovery can take its toll on your brain. If you work consistently without a break, your brain will start to feel muddled. Even if you're working a normal 7 or 8 hours, you'll get lazier, you'll feel overwhelmed, and your performance will suffer. But that's not the only downside of a later workday. If you don't finish work until, let's say, 8 at night, you miss out on all kinds of social activities. Most people feel like spending time with friends or family in the afternoon. But what if you still have 3 hours of work left? Socializing doesn't really feel like an option, because spending time with friends means procrastinating your work. Now, you could rush through your work and hang out with your friends anyway, but not only are you hurting the quality of your work, you're promoting bad habits and damaging your work ethic in the long run. And if that wasn't bad enough, delaying your workday also encourages you to stay up later. Yeah, let's say you just finished work and it's already getting late. Your brain might keep you up until 2 or 3 in the morning because it thinks it needs more time to rest and recover. And you know, the worst part is you're rarely ever being productive during that time because it feels too late to do anything productive or healthy. So you end up wasting hours of your time on things like TV and social media. That's why waking up at 5:30 a.m. makes a huge difference. It moves up your schedule, it accelerates your day, and it gives you plenty of time to relax and recover in the afternoon. Number 6. Productive momentum. Your recovery times affect more than just your current productivity. A short recovery period will promote bad habits and it will ruin your sleep cycle. But it also hurts your productivity for the next day. In other words, the amount you recovered tonight affects the amount of potential you have tomorrow. This happens for a few different reasons. First and foremost, a good recovery period allows your brain to recharge, so it's full of energy when you need it in the morning. Second thing is, recovery clears your mind. It gives you a sense of clarity when you wake up. But here's the most important reason. A satisfying recovery period helps you feel motivated and inspired, because taking a break gives you the chance to get excited about your work. And that builds your momentum, which pushes you toward better productivity and performance. Hey, thank you for watching TopThink, and be sure to subscribe because more incredible content is on the way.